I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please stop.
Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast. It is March 12th, 2023, and I got to do a podcast to document. So we're going to do the disclaimer. These are to document. We're using them already in Mr. Perry's criminal case. There are orders, investigatory orders these guys are getting I'm not told all that, wiretap or whatever they're doing. And I'm not told what they get from leaks, what they get from wiretap orders, or what they get from any other kind of order. I don't know who the leaks are, but they're getting all kinds of intel. Mr. Perry, how many times have you called all over the place trying to find them? And who's calling you back? Anybody? How many years have you been making those kind of phone calls? See, you're a monster. Everybody wants you to stop it. He has pestered me all day again today. All fucking day. We ruined your work. Now where are you gonna go? So I'm gonna do the disclaimer real quick before I forget. Use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet. Apply the but-for legal standard and the proximate cause legal standard. Were Mr. Perry not doing that to me right there? Pester, bother, make you feel raped? Only he's creepier, much creepier about it than this guy is. Way creepier. You know, you don't get a date with a woman. You don't get women to like you being creepy and cruel. You don't. So, Mr. Perry has been trying to, I don't know what the hell he's trying to do. He's very cruel and he's very creepy all the time. And that's not how you get women to like you. That's not how you get cooperation. That's not how you get information. That's not how you get shit. It's getting him told on. It's getting us information. He seems oblivious to that. Somebody said today, hey, we thought that was funny. This guy is nittier than a fruitcake. And I would agree with her that I'm quoting somebody. If I speak in the third person, I'm quoting somebody else. I would agree with her that it is way past a good time for this guy to be in a nursing home. If he's got Huntington's disease and it's affected his judgment that badly, 9 years, she won't even talk to him. 9 years, nothing's happened, but he gets caught. 9 years, nothing's happened, but they get intel from right inside their criminal meetings and their criminal activity. And he thinks that's good. There's ever going to be a date. He's oblivious to how bad this is for him. No question, he's way past a good time for a nursing home. No question. Terrible judgment. Terrible reasoning. So, if you weren't stalking, hacking, or cloned my phone, peeping, causing one problem after another, catastrophic loss after catastrophic loss, going into court, and bold-faced lying over and over, and causing me a great deal of injury, breaking the law, doing so with malicious intent, we wouldn't do these to document it. So, apply the but-for legal standard, the proximate cause legal standard, and I assert all constitutional rights, especially but not limited to equal protection, Mr. Kunzweiler, against stalking, hacking, peeping, witness tampering, Violence Against Women Act, domestic violence laws, obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence, attempted murder, assault, and battery. All of the things that they do to me on it, our guys are going at it with witness tampering charge. The act is grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with commerce with intent to coerce, interference with contracts with intent to coerce, and deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. All of that's coercion and witness tampering charges, I guess, they're going to do. They haven't firmed anything up and filed anything yet, but it's just a matter of time, Mr. Perry. Why do you think we get all this stuff? I mean, we're getting it for something. We're using some of it already. My podcasts are to express my intent. Gender discrimination and misogyny is absurd and not tolerated in this civilized society. We do not live in Iraq, Mr. Kunzweiler. I guess Mr. Perry wanted me arrested this week, somebody said. He's typed in my phone, we need to get you served. We're trying to find you. We're going to find you. We're going to get you. We're going to take. You're going to come with me. No, I'm not. You're going to leave Oklahoma. No, I'm not. It's where I live is not your business, is it? Why do you think that's your business? I guess his family's he's up here all the time. What are you doing up here? Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. All you do is make problems. Everybody's really tired of it. Listen to the words I'm saying. Mr. Warman, everybody's very, very sick and tired of what your client's doing. Him and all his buddies. Robertson, Lucius, Calvin, all those guys. I guess Joe's been more actively involved in trying to fuck me up. I don't have anything to do with Joe. I don't do anything. I mean, I don't go pick on any of them. They're all coming where I am. I don't go where they are. So why are they coming where I am all the time? The allegations are stalking, witness tampering, invasion of my privacy. Mr. Perry, you're a pest. And just very boring. You need to have something to do. Like work. Your family. I hear your family calls up here. Want you to go back to Lubbock and be with them. Please do. I don't want anything to do with you. Nothing. I don't want to come with you. I'm not going to change my mind. And the more you're pressuring me, and every time you continue to ask me, or we're going to sue you, or we're going to false arrest you, and threaten and threaten and threaten, you can starve, or we'll have this house, or get this house in Houston. Take the yellow brick road. All that bullshit, you guys. We're going to use the carrot and the stick on you. We're going to make you. The more you do that, the more the answer's no. You're not. Calvin, you're oblivious. I have your name. I know you're bald and fat. That ought to scare the shit out of you. Lucius, I have your name. That ought to scare the shit out of you. Geppetto, I have your name. You're the witch. Sanjay, you're the hacker. I mean, I have your name. I have your names. I know what great, what you guys do. I'm quoting you half the time, aren't I? Can we not get her to mind us? Subjugate her. Again, this is not Noah's Ark. This is not Iraq. We don't act like that in the civilized society of America in the 21st century. Ask Justice Sotomayor. Ask Justice Kagan. Ask Justice Amy Barrett if they think women ought to subjugate. Ask them, Mr. Kunzweiler, what they think of your gender discrimination. This is serious. It is bad. And you are, you don't understand. You're clearly not understanding how bad it is. How bad this looks for you. You don't understand it. I oblivious. What are you guys drinking Kool-Aid or, laced with? I'm stupid or what are you doing? Okay, so this guy pisses everybody off at the way he's treating that girl. Do you think you're any different? People don't like crime. What made you think they'd like yours? Biden just sided with the GOP on a crime bill, so he looks tough on crime because he's smart enough to know people don't like crime. It came up top of the list of things people want stopped. You know why everybody wanted the police defunded? Because they're not stopping crime. They're out of control. They're going at, Derek Chauvin killed the man right on camera and didn't think twice about it. That guy was out of control. Okay, well, we all know that Tulsa police, not all Tulsa police is bad, by the way. Not all police are bad. But when you have some that are bad, it's poisoning the whole deal. It makes everybody have a sour stomach every time you see a cop. It's not supposed to be that way. I was raised by 4 generations of police. My view of police was they're heroes. They make the hurt go away. They relieve the suffering caused by crime. I heard it all my life. All my life. When you start causing the suffering, people are going to start turning against you. And they don't want you around anymore. In fact, when Derek Chauvin did that, one guy did that. One. And I know Tulsa police gets people just like, well, we saw it with Cuckoo Bird. The lady that got called Cuckoo Bird. I mean, she got combative too. She's not dead, is she? She's fine. But that there was kind of the same thing where she's trying to beat the hell out of the cops, and that guy got combative. Okay, well, Tulsa police put the lady in the car, handcuffed her, put her in the car, and she went to get some help. Actually, they helped her. She went to a hospital and she got her pills, and she's doing better now. That Floyd guy, got murdered. And everybody, the world blew up. Because people don't like suffering. They don't like when cops cause suffering. Because that's not what cops are supposed to do. We look to the cops to have a higher standard of morals and values and ethics. And to relieve suffering. That's why we all look to you. So if you can't do that and you start to fail us, then you're going to hear conversations about defunding. Maybe we had to find a different way. That's what we do in this country. We change things when they're not working. And I'm not for that. I'm not for defunding police. What I am for is get rid of the ones that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Get rid of the ones that are too weak to be, and they fall into corruption because they're weak. They're cowards. They're pussies. Because what you do is what I'm doing. You look the bad guy in the eye and you say, I said no. Now get out of my face. And if you want to do something to me, guess what? I'm going to use it to build a criminal case against you that is going to kick your ass all the way to China. And you're going to wish you hadn't met me. Just like that. That's what you do. Mr. Perry has caused unbearable suffering, unimaginable suffering to a lot of people. And he's by himself with his blow-up doll. He doesn't have a love life. No woman is sitting on his lap. And guess what? When he goes all around and he's trying to find what cops are helping you, what cops are helping her, is he getting answers? Oh, fuck no. So what's he have at the end of the day to show for what he does all day with his time? A bunch of phone calls from his family wanting him home. We're getting information from inside his criminal organization nobody else has. Ask Geppetto. Who's the Muffin Man? Who's Monique? Why don't you tell everybody that? You like to talk. You never shut up. So why didn't you explain that? Who's Monique? Who's the Muffin Man? Tell us about the Muffin Man. Tell us about y'all's little code words. Hansel and Gretel. Papa John's. Tell everybody what that means. What those words mean. Weeble Wobbles. Anybody else have that? Any other victim of your crime? Mr. Perry, have that information? You're oblivious to reality. It's people, I mean, nobody knows what to do with that. You need to act your age. We hear you told that a lot. Because you're acting like a 2-year-old. So, wait, Mr. Perry, don't contact me. This is not a conversation. It's a podcast. They're using it for court to show my intent. He types in my other phone like he thinks this is a conversation. Did I call you? I don't think I called you, did I? Everybody's commenting on you need to be in a nursing home. You're acting that crazy. That's bad.
Bless you, but please leave me alone.
So, the cops that are helping me are from somewhere else. They're not in Oklahoma. Now, why would cops from somewhere else have to help a citizen of Oklahoma? Because Oklahoma cops are fucking it up. And they let one of our own get killed. Another one is sitting in jail for something he didn't do. We all know he didn't do it. We all know he didn't do it. Charles, listen to me carefully. Since you think this is a conversation, I said no to you. I've said no to you for 13 years. I will continue to say no to you until you're in jail and this is over and you're gone. And that's what everybody wants. And that's why I can get information and you cannot. That's why we can quote your meetings and your people. And you don't have one quote and you don't have one name. Not one. Nobody will help you. Everybody's sick and tired of you. And why can't you get that by now? You ought to be able to get that by now. You are making a fool of yourself. It's embarrassing to everybody else. I guess we heard that you guys, we got to figure out how to really hurt her. So you decided, well, maybe we'll have the judge, whichever judge it is. Is it Judge Parker? Is it Judge Egan? Is it Judge... Who the fuck are you talking about? I don't even know. I know that you guys were in front of Kirkendall's court. And she said, leave her alone, because it looks to me like you're doing what the harassment email says. It goes back to like 2017. You're sending her home. You said you were going to send her home. You had a little meeting. You decided you're going to send her home. And harass the crap out of her. And then when she complained about it, you lie. And you say she's harassing you. And she's crazy. Right? Wasn't that what you wanted to do? Go before a court and perpetrate an intentional deception before the court? You decided, and everybody, and then Matt told the defense attorney who told his client it was all over jail. Everybody in jail knew about it. Back in 2016. I've got 2016 emails about it. I got 2017 emails about it. I got 2018 emails about it. I got a lot of emails. Because you guys talk about this stuff over and over. You repeat. You guys like to repeat. Waste everybody's time with the repeat. So, if somebody's repeating themselves all the time and they can't get any information, you think you're really going to listen to them? Do you go to the funny farm and ask those people what they think you should do? No. Mr. Perry has Huntington's disease. You know how I know that? Because when he pesters me and takes my money, we get intel. So he pesters me constantly. He takes my money constantly. He makes problems everywhere I go constantly. So we found out he has Huntington's disease. He pissed off a leak. So we found Huntington's disease causes paranoia, delusion, psychosis, hallucinations. He sees things that aren't there. And impaired cognitive reasoning, which our shrink said way before that, he's not going to pass cognitive reasoning that my 6-year-old patients can pass. He can't do it. He can't figure out that 2 and 2 is 4. He thinks it's square. When you mess with Cynthia, you're going to get caught. Cause and effect. It's different than when you do it to your other victims, but it's the same every time you do it. Same and different. We get the information before, not after. Before and after. He can't figure any of that out. None of it. Because he's got a mental illness, and that mental illness also causes mental retardation, which is what is the cognitive reasoning. So he has no idea what you're saying to him half the time. And you got to say it again and again, and he's still not going to click. It goes right over his head. So a lot, unfortunately, a lot of the behavior that you're seeing that is harmful is because he doesn't fucking know what you just said. Yep, that's why you have to repeat it over and over and over and over and over, wasting everybody's fucking time. And his family may be criminally liable for not putting him in a home because he's a danger to himself and others. So when you get when we find this stuff out, you guys, I guess you had a little conversation about back to the defunding. We don't want to defund police, but now you know how pissed off people are when police don't relieve the suffering caused by the crime they cause it. Whether it be due to racism or gender discrimination, or you just suck as a cop. It doesn't matter. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. Everybody wants the cops to do their job, and so that we're safe. That's why we pay you. You have a roof over your head. You have food on your table. Your kids have clothes to wear because of us. And we have the reasonable expectation that you're going to keep us safe. And Mr. Consueler, everybody's looking at this going, they clearly lied in the first false arrest and then obstructed justice and almost killed her. And they're trying to put her in jail for talking about it. If that's not a discrimination, I don't know what is. If that's not some major corruption, I don't know what is. And then she's trying to testify for this cop it looks like they did something to. And they're trying to put her back in jail. If that's not discrimination or severe corruption, I don't know what is. Do you really think people are stupid? Because they're really not. If you think they're that stupid and they can't figure all that out by themselves, you're not operating with a full load either. So I guess just earlier, not even that much earlier, they're all sitting around. How can we hurt her? We'll get the judge to say she can no longer contact Fabian. Well, wait a minute. When's the last time she contacted Fabian? I guess it's been well over a year ago. Well, that doesn't do any good to have somebody she's not even contacted any time recently say she can't contact him now. Okay. Here's the thing with me and Fabian. It's none of your business. Outside the court's purview. Doesn't concern you guys at all. Not one bit. Has nothing to do with you. You're butting in. And the thing is with me and Fabian is we may see each other again. We may not. None of your business either way. We may be BFFs forever. There might be more than that. We may not be able to stand 5 minutes with each other if we decide to see each other again. The thing is, it's not your business either way. Has nothing to do with you at all. Mr. Perry, you're married to Jacqueline. You promised her forever. You promised her loyalty. You made a commitment. Go the fuck away get away from me. I don't even like you. You are making a fool of yourself. And you don't even know that, do you? Because you got mental something that we just went over. You're a fat, lazy, sick, fucked up turnoff. You're a fat, lazy, sick, fucked up turnoff. You're boring. You're mean. You're horrible. There's nothing about you to like. Nothing. There's no chance of a date. You've never had. Somebody else commented on that tonight. How long they've not had a date and how long they've not seen each other at all? Nothing. Nope. How long has it been? At least she's been in Oklahoma 9 years, so at least that long. Oh my God, 9 years, and he thinks that's oh, you got to be kidding. Oh my God, we hear that actually more often than not. More often than not, when you guys keep going to people and asking, can you help us figure this out, and can you help us, and then you're going through the debrief, and they, how long is it? 9 years? She won't have anything to do with him? Nope. Wow, that's, experts think you are particularly dangerous because there's never been intimacy, there's never been a date, there's nothing. So you're like John Hinckley Jr., or the guy that murdered Rebecca Schaefer. It's much, the offender is a hell of a lot more dangerous when there's not been anything at all. It's easier to understand someone who had an actual date, an actual sex, an actual relationship with another person, and one of them broke it off, and the other one can't get over it, and the other one can. One's moved on and one won't. But when there's not been anything at all, and they are stalking and going around telling people, oh, that's my concubine, that's my wife, that's my girlfriend, that's my fiance. See, I forged her name to a marriage certificate. That means we're married. No, we're not. That's a forgery. Again, we're talking about criminal activity, not a date, not a romance. That is, and it was against my will. In fact, I still have to this day not seen that marriage license. And if you think I signed it, if he's told you, oh no, she signed it, bring me your copy and watch him shit himself. Because I haven't seen it, much less signed it. Lucky asked me about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. Eventually, I would have, because that would have come out and our guys would have gotten it. But Lucky asked me about it. That's how I first heard of it. So if there's a marriage license floating, and then I asked for a copy of it, I'm entitled to it. My name's on it. I didn't write my name on it. Charles did. It's illegal. That document is illegal. Mr. Perry, do not contact me. Do not contact me. When you listen to what I'm saying, when you contact me, it pisses me the fuck off. You're not supposed to be even knowing what I'm doing right now, and you do against my will. You don't have my consent to invade my privacy like that. You rapist. That is nasty. It's a criminal act for a reason. When you contact me, we get more. It's very disrespectful. It's highly inappropriate for you to contact me at all. I said no to you. I said fuck off, get away from me. And that's what I meant. I've said it every day for 13 years. Get the fuck away from me. And don't contact me again. And if you're going to do it anyway, if you're going to break the law anyway, and you show disrespect like that anyway, towards your family, and towards me, and towards the law, and towards these cops helping me, then they're going to show you what they can do with what you do.
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't.
I moved twice, Mr. Perry, to get away from you. Twice. Started my life all over again with a child. And you fucked up my kid. So, we're going to deal with that later, too.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk
Leave
to
me alone.
No, I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave
happened
me
was
alone.
that-
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't.
About
Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why
No,
I
no,
leave.
Just, that's okay.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
No.
That's okay.
Wait a minute.
I said, fuck off and get away from me. Shut up and get away from me. I don't want to hear it. Act like you understand what people say.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my god. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute?
Acts like he has no fucking idea what she's saying. Did anybody ask you, Neil, what you think of her clothes? No, they did not. You need to shut the hell up and get away from her. She said, leave me alone. Repeating is wasting everybody's time.
I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family.
He's stalking her, so he's got pictures of her. She's trying to reason with him and go, do you like this? He doesn't even get it. He doesn't even understand what... Listen to how he responds. He responds like he has no fucking idea what she just said. He's not getting the point. Mr. Perry's a stalker, and he has pictures of me. He comes where I am. Stalking is a felony in the state of Oklahoma, Mr. Perry. For you, it's interstate.
Leave me fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel?
Alright, so you have no date. Nobody's sitting on your lap. No woman. You can't get information. But you're getting told on and told on and told on. And you act like you have no fucking idea what I just said or what that means. Completely oblivious to what's happening. And nobody knows what to do about that. So today a guy said I could not agree with her more. Way past a good time for a nursing home. Way past a good time. He seems completely, he used the word, oblivious to how much trouble he's in. That she has this much. And we don't even know who has it. You look like a fool. And you're not one bit embarrassed. And I was confused. Why is he not embarrassed? He should be. He's embarrassing the hell out of me. And the shrink said, I told you, he's severely mentally ill and severely mentally retarded. He has no idea he should be. Not a clue. Can't understand a word you say. And his family may be criminally liable for not taking action. And I'll tell you what, you better be glad I said no, because I would. I said, fuck the hell off. I said no. Get away from me and shut up. Everybody's sick of this, and everybody's sick of you. We don't have problems getting information, you do. We can get names, not you can't. We don't have leaks, we don't make phone calls like you make. You have leaks. Because what you're doing is hideous, and heinous, and very cruel, and very ugly, and very inappropriate. Mr. Perry, everybody's tired of it. So this is how everybody else sees you.
Leave me alone. I
Garbage.
don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Mr. Perry, no one asked you what you think. And nobody understands why you think I want to hear it. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you want. No one does. You know why we can get information and you can't? Because everybody's very worried about me. They care what I think, what I want. What the Neelys and the Millers think and what they want. No one gives two fucks what you think. Everybody would like very much for you to shut up and get away from me. And stop this. So, because of that, we can get information from right inside your criminal organization, and nobody will tell you shit. You've made a lot of phone calls, and you got nothing.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their person.
Yeah, that's good. He shut it off. Don't do that. Get out of my phone, please.
I don't want.
Yeah, now he's making it not work. Look at this. He's jamming it up. He does this constantly. Everything's a thing. Everything's a problem.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
Alright, so this is what we've gotten over the weekend. Let's have a judge tell her she cannot talk to Fabian. Well, I'm quoting a recording we just got. Well, when's the last time she talked to Fabian or contacted him at all? It's been well over a year. So it doesn't do any good now to come to her and say you can't contact someone you haven't contacted for well over a year. And that's outside the court's purview. That doesn't concern Charles Perry. So I don't think we can do it. Because you just sat around and you just had a meeting. How can we hurt her? And that's how we get information. That's why I have your people's names. And you made a lot of phone calls and nobody helped you with anything. You have no date. You have no real love life. No woman was trying to sit on your lap or hold your hand. You're all by yourself with your blow-up doll watching TV like a 1-year-old little girl can do. You're very boring. You're very cruel. You're very creepy. And you're rejected. And I said no. No means no. This is a free country. We have a constitution. You're violating my rights. You're violating my rights. You have a family in Lubbock that wants your attention. You've left them and abandoned them and betrayed them and lied to them to chase around a woman who doesn't even like you. When you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you, sir. So we can get information like that. We just did. Again. And this too. And nobody, all the phone calls you've made have turned up empty. Nobody wants to help a monster. Nobody will help your, we got your people's names. Lucius, Calvin, who's bald and fat. People hate, hey, boy, they hate that guy. He's really mean. Geppetto, you're a witch. Who fucking hires a witch? Who the hell does that? And, Sanjay, your hacker. Beverly, Kate, James and Ruben, Lawrence and Andrew. I'm naming your people. Richard, Dickie, Blankenship, Desiree. This right here is, Mr. Perry, when you contact me, that's what happens. We get more intel. Is that what you want? You're not getting a date. No one's giving you information. They're getting us information. Every time you contact me, every time you invade my privacy, every time you cause a problem. The longer you make me broke, the longer Mike's in jail. I've said it over and over and over and over. Get a nurse or a special ed teacher to help you understand what that means. Because you clearly have no fucking idea. And you should. That's why everybody thinks you need to be in a nursing home. So, you got serious problems with your mind. There was one cop that you guys wanted to pull me over. They just wanted to apologize. They wrote a letter of apology and an affidavit. They are going to make her, against her will, under force and intimidation, sign it. So they want you to pull her over to make that happen. And he said, no. And he was told, you may not have a choice. And he said, I'm a police officer. I absolutely have a choice. Isn't that guy wacky? Like diagnosed wacky? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not going to put my name on a mentally impaired man's bad decision. Find someone else. And they did. We have court May 2nd. Because I'm not, I'm like, nope, this is a perfect opportunity to get more evidence on the docket forever. And then I go to file it, and Mark Warman, went to the clerk, as he does in the state court, too. He does this in state court, and he did it in the municipal court. Tells the clerk, don't file anything she has. So then I got to fuss with the clerk. And the judge, actually, in the traffic court case, said, you got to have 5 copies. He goes, listen, I'm not familiar with a 5-copy rule. And there was transcripts to this, by the way. I'm not familiar with 5-copy rule. If you want something filed, they have to file it. The judge can then say it was inappropriately filed. But that's up to the judge. And that's usually what I've had to say in state court. File the fucking motion. File the fucking paper. And then let the judge decide whether it's improper or not. That is not your place. I've had to say it more than once. Mark, we know that you're the one that does that. So she did it in the traffic court thing. Wouldn't take it. I filed the motion to continue, or tried to. She wouldn't do it. Didn't put me on the docket either. I'm in here. I want to be put on the docket. Okay, sure. I went in there. I'm the last one sitting there, and the judge is like, "What are you doing?" I'm here. Well, I can't. I put my name on the docket. The clerk didn't do it. Okay, when you guys act like that, you continue to support our assertion that you're corrupt, that you're abusing your power, that you are breaking the law. One more thing, add to the pile. One more, I told you so. And more deception and more fraud. More lawsuits later. I've told you I'm suing you for everything else. Everything else you've done since the last ones. Except I'm gonna wait till you're in jail. And then you'll have a criminal and a civil. Like OJ. We're not gonna have any more judges bought. And, people notice that I wasn't in. The burden of proof was on me. And yet you had all these secret backroom ex parte hearings and illegal shit. There's 2 court proceedings where the judge said we're going to have a hearing. But then all of a sudden everything was dismissed and there was no hearing in civil matters. The same thing happened with Mike Neely. There should have been a hearing on my motion to intervene for him to see if I had standing to file a motion to intervene for him. And there's not. So there's 3. These things stack up. They add up. Now you got a pattern. We are looking for patterns. We're looking for inconsistencies, and we're looking for consistencies depending. And you're giving it right to us. Handing it right over. I mean, it's so easy, it's not even fair. And that is why we can get information and you can't. We're responsible. You're not. We're making good, sound judgments. You're not. Do you understand? You're creepy and you're mean and you're cruel and you're causing injury and you're doing it maliciously on purpose. And we're not. People like people who make life easy and fun. They don't like troublemakers. They don't like suffering. They don't like hardship. They don't like problems. They don't like being asked to hurt somebody else. They don't like watching someone else be hurt. Watch the news. You can see it on the news. People step up when they're suffering. Mr. Perry, do not contact me. I just said it. I'm having to repeat myself. You are wasting too many people's time having to repeat. You're wasting people's time, sir. They're getting mad about it. I can get information and you can't. I can name your people and you can't name any of our guys. Look at your results for what you're doing. Stupid. So, we got this. How much money is she losing every time he causes a problem for her at work and she can't go? Ask Joe Chadwick. $5,000 I paid the guy because I didn't want to go to work when there was going to be some sort of danger. We always have to weigh the risks. Okay, I got remember, we have more evidence against these men than anybody has ever gotten, and I got a lot of it myself. Pinto, Mickey James, Terry Wagner, Joel. Those people came to where I am. I don't know them. I didn't know them. But they came to talk to me or ask a question for you. So, Mickey James flat said there's not going to be any charges in Oklahoma. He could only know that if you bought people that you would need to buy to not be charged in Oklahoma. And he was working for you, and he came to tell me that for you. And he said it in a text. He also said it might be worth the risk to kill me to have the suspicion that we saw with Gary Condit and Chandra Levy, and he did it in text. Robertson admitted to arsenic poisoning, came where I was. Wagner was your conduit of coercion. Wanted to come to a strip club on the night his wife died. Couldn't come before when I needed the money, and you knew that because you know when my bills are due because you're all invading my privacy. Getting in bank accounts you shouldn't know anything about. Getting in, bills that you shouldn't know anything about. You knew I needed money. I texted him. I go, why don't you come in tonight? No, I'm too distraught over my wife is dying. And, okay. And then on the night, that his wife dies, then he wants to come in. Who the fuck does that? I guess he didn't think that I would look, that I would check. Well, I did. I looked and I checked, and I found out what night she died. And I have a text from that same night. How about if I come in tonight? Yep. Conduit of coercion. If you thought you wanted me to have money, if you thought I was doing what you want, then you let him come buy stuff from me or whatever, or send him to. And if you think I'm not, then you tell them don't go in. It's called coercion. I said very specifically, we're watching the money fluctuations, and if it has anything to do, if it's consistent, we don't have a case. If it's up and down based on whether or not you think I'm doing what you want, then we got a case. You chose. You can live with your choices, can't you, Mr. Perry? That's why we can get information and you can't. So I got a lot of that myself. So we have to weigh the risk on any given night when everybody finds out what you're going to do that night. Is it worth going in and getting what you can get out of that or not? Is it too dangerous? And then we make the judgment call. I don't always make it. There are people above me that make that. If they tell me it's not safe, don't go. I know you're hungry. I know you need money. Believe me, it's better if you don't go. When you look at what you have to give up, a little bit now. Because if you go, it's going to be a lot worse. We have to have those kind of conversations for me just to go to work. I cannot go to work without being a victim of crime. Mr. Perry, stalking is a felony. You need an attorney who can read. Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513. You need to read it. Get an attorney who can read. Because yours clearly can't. Hacking. Peeping. You're a little peeping Tom. I can't get a real date. I just watch one on TV and pretend. Right? Dear God, it doesn't get any more lame and boring. But I already know what I did all day. Women like men who are working and have something interesting to talk about and aren't weirdo and aren't cruel. And that's why you're alone. You'll never get a date with me. So, people are starting to comment, in 9 years, she won't even see him? Nope. And he thinks there's still a possibility? Yep, needs to be in a whack job farm. No question. By the way, that police officer that called that woman cuckoo bird, I get that they got sued and they had to make an apology and everybody threw a fit. I'm sorry, but that wasn't the wrong, in my opinion. The wrong was letting that woman wallow around on the floor for 5 hours before calling the cops. And the cops, the one that called her cuckoo bird, the woman was about to start the place on fire. She was trying to. It just so happened she was unsuccessful. But that officer that called her cuckoo bird was getting frustrated and let some frustration out. Whoop-de-doo. If you didn't like that, here's your tissue. She's the one, though, that prevented her from starting a fire and hurting other people. She got the lady help. She put her in the car and took her to the doctor. What the fuck? She's getting hit. Come on. There's a bunch of... I don't even know what to say to that. I didn't have a problem with her saying that. I get it. I have to deal with a cuckoo bird every day. I can totally get it. You get frustrated. She was frustrated. When she said, I love my job, she was being sarcastic. She was being snarky. And you're like, can you not tell what she meant by that? I don't even know. I've never had in my life seen this much and had to deal with it this much where you got to explain what you meant by that. That people are just dumb and I've never in my life had to do that. Explain that, that's a metaphor, that's sarcasm, that's snark, it's an analogy, it's not to be taken literally. I've never in my life had to do that this much and repeat. I don't even have words for that. Okay, so the guy to me that let that lady wallow around in the floor for 5 hours, that guy should have gone to jail. If it was me, I'd have put him in jail for doing that. That's really negligent. I failure to render. I don't know what the charge would be, but I would have been. You're going to jail. 5 hours. You didn't call anybody, and you let her. That's very degrading. That you let her wallow around in the bathroom floor for that long. To do that to her. Cuckoo bird is not the problem. That was to me. Okay, so, when you can't pay your bills. And they're interfering with commerce because they're fucking with you at your work. I don't go where they are. I moved twice to not have a conflict or contact with the man I don't like. He's making me feel raped. He's forcing himself on me and I don't like him. If you're in a bar and a guy does that, they'll kick your ass out that bar. It's inappropriate for you to contact me, Mr. Perry. And the more you do, the more of these we get. You act like you like that. It's been 9 years of this, sir. I don't think they're too far from an arrest. I really don't. I know that some of the delay was waiting for the locals to not make them look bad. But it looks like that's not going to happen. Mr. Perry, I don't care what you think. Why do you think I care what you think? You continue to try to communicate with me like you think I care what you think. And I'm pretty sure I made it clear I really don't. You know what everybody's really worried about? Me and what I think and what I want? Not you. Nobody invited you here. You've done nothing but come up here and make problems. And everybody's sick of it. They're sick of you. They're sick of David. They're sick of Joe. They're sick of y'all's whining. Sick of Calvin. So we can get these and you can't. Look at your results. Are you getting the result you want? That's what we do. We have a goal. We have a strategy. We execute the strategy with precision and accuracy. And if we miss the mark, we make adjustments and we try again. And we got guys' names that work for you, work with you. We've got more information than anybody has ever gotten before to build a criminal case against you. Nobody's sitting around trying to get a date with you. We're trying to build a criminal case against you. And you seem oblivious to that. So, they wanted to give locals a chance. But nobody gives a fuck what you think. You are not asked, were you? I said, get the fuck out of my phone. I don't want to hear it. No one wants to hear it. Shut up and get away from me. So we got this. Today. And there's the other half of it. And, I mean, it's cause and effect. Long time ago, Mr. Perry started threatening me and bribing me. You're going to take the yellow brick road. We're going to take everything you have and get you a bus pass. We're going to use the carrot and the stick on you. We got to subjugate you. We need to get you back to Texas. We can do more to you. Oh, my God. No. We got a house in Houston for you. Or you can starve until you lie. Which means I'm telling the truth now. We were like, no, you took money that didn't belong to you. So you give back what you take. Pay the bill you owe. You're taking my privacy against my will. You're making a profit off of my body against my will without my consent. You're getting entertained using my body against my will without my consent. You have a pretend love life and you're using my body for that pretend love life. There's nothing real about it. So you owe me $1,000 a day for doing that to me. It's against the law. Get an attorney who can read the law. Mr. Perry, I don't care what you think. Didn't ask you, did I? Act like you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I don't care what you think. Get out of my phone, please. This is not a conversation. It's a podcast. I'm recording it for our case so that our prosecutor has my intent, in my own words. Plus $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. See, a smart businessman anticipates civil and criminal liabilities. He gets a fucking contract signed that shows that there's consent and both parties agreed to it and both parties agreed to compensation that would be fair. And if you had come to me and asked me to sign it, I would have thrown it back, I would have shoved it up your ass. So my response to that was, no, here's the thing. You're a criminal. Our guys are very good at making a criminal's life miserable and very bad. Because they're going to fuck up your crime like nobody else has. So you give back what you took because you owe me money. I don't need your bribe. I don't need your byline money. They're going to get my money back for me in the restitution process. Right? So what do I need your byline money for? And then I won't have to lie and be raped and tortured every day. Or murdered. So why would I do what you want? And, so you're going to give it back and you're going to get the fuck out of my life. Okay? Or they're going to make things very bad for you. That's what they do. They make things bad for criminals. They're stopping the crime. Right? So always that, I mean, that's how it was in response to that. Threat, I'm going to starve you until you lie, or I have this house in Houston for you. And I've heard that a lot. I mean, it's just bizarre. Yeah, I don't think so. Now, you prove these things out or not, you guys. We sit back, here's what the recording said, and then we sit back and let y'all prove it out. Because just talking about it's not a crime. But once you do, it is the crime. And then when you talked about it first, we got the malicious aforethought. Do you see all this? When Mr. Perry contacts me, we get all of this, more. All of these are subject lines to email, and this is not the half of it. to emails where I typed up the recording I heard. We got names. We've even got more names since this was done. Look at all that. There's the names. We've even got more since this was done. I think we got Andrews. Mr. Perry, you're still trying to talk to me like you think I care what you think. And everybody knows I don't. Nobody asked you. Act like you understand what I'm saying. No one cares what you think. You look delusional that you continue to talk to me like you think I do. When you contacted me, every time you contacted me, every time you continue to contact me, we get more. Is that what you want? It seems like it is. You continue to do it. Then there's this. Oh, that's not the right one. Hold on. Look at that. And then we heard y'all talking about who you think this conversation was between. You thought it was between someone from Wagner County talking to somebody from Mays County. Yep. I'm not even told that. So you don't get to know that either if I'm not even told that. Maybe it was somebody from Mays County talking to somebody from the state police. I mean, you don't know. Or a Fed. You don't know. I don't even know that. Hired a hitman and wanted her arrested this week to shut her up. So, first it started with the stalking. You wanted me arrested to shut me up about the stalking. Yeah, the political vendetta that wasn't, that you imagined, because you hallucinate. This right here is before I could have anticipated any kind of... This is before I could have anticipated that Mr. Perry was going to go into court and make up a political vendetta. And those guys in Manford read this, and they said, he's creeping up behind her house, watching her in our backyard. And then when I didn't go to media and hurt you by going to media with it, I went to your campaign guy. Your campaign guy threatens to ruin my business. Kind of like you do now. There's a pattern. We see it the second time you do it. All this is about that. I may have to move. I'm telling my friends in 2011 I may have to move. I'm telling Jordan, I didn't hurt your guy by going to the media with this. This was a friend of mine. I'm like, remember I told you that there was somebody that wanted to have an affair with me and I wouldn't do it? Yeah. Well, he had me false arrested. And he's like, I do remember that. See, he's confirming the conversation. It's nuts. This is my friend Cheryl. Saw you showing up where I am because you hacked my phone. Just like the video from the National Stalking Resource Center says, technology is used to stalk. Mr. Perry, no one's going to help you. Everybody's tired of this. When you contact me, we get more. Is that what you want? We think it is. I asked you to shut up and get away from me. Get out of my phone. You need an attorney that can read. So none of this is about politics, is it? Those guys in Manford were like, you know how many times I've pulled up behind a woman's home that's not my wife and watched her in her backyard? Never, because it's weirdo. You know how many times I've sent my secretary or my daughter to watch a woman who's not my wife at a restaurant? Or even my wife? Or gone personally to spy on her? Never, because it's weirdo. And not what you do to pass a law in Texas. So, you lied on the first one to intimidate me. You were trying to intimidate. You were trying to, and then there's these. The Judge Kirkendall said, because of this email right here, I need you to leave her alone so I can rule out entrapment and provocation. Because it looks like me like you are trying to cause her problems. And then when she talks about it, you come in here and claim that you're being harassed. And you're not. You're harassing her. Leave her alone. And then I bet this dies out. Is that why you got rid of her and went to Parker? Judy and I used to be pretty good friends. And I mean, there's just so much here. You obstructed justice. This is the Fabian puzzle. Fabian, and you're the butt in. Okay, this, whatever Fabian and I decide in the future after you're in jail and gone and you're not bothering and threatening and butting in anymore, that's between me and him. We may never talk again. That's only between me and him. It doesn't concern you one bit. We may talk and decide that we want to be BFFs forever. We may talk and decide we can't stand 5 minutes with each other. We may talk and decide that it's romance forever. But that's between me and him. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. It's not your business at all. But you want to have a judge tell him she can't contact you ever again. After a year and a half, I haven't contacted him at all. There's a reason for that. It doesn't concern you at all. Okay? But we heard you talking about it. We got to find a way to hurt her. So that's duly noted for the record. Mr. Perry, listen to the words I just said. Were you asked what you think? No, you were not. And yet you continue to try to talk to me like you think I care what you think, and I'm pretty sure I made it clear I don't, and nobody understands why you don't get that. No one understands why you don't get that. Nobody understands why you think I care what you think. Didn't ask you, Neil. Did not ask you at all. I've said over and over and over, quit contacting me. I don't want to hear it. Stop trying to talk to me. I fucking hate it. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone, weirdo. Leave me the fuck alone, weirdo. So we got all that because Mr. Perry won't leave me the fuck alone. And it pissed everybody off. People with more power in their pinky toe than you will ever have. We got that. Every time you contact me and cause a problem for me, we get more. Every time you contact me and cause a problem for me, we get more. You evade my privacy, we get more. This is about coercing me in the first false arrest. And here's the thing. I didn't say it as an afterthought after they did it to try to explain something away. I said it before. This was sent in October 2015. They did the false arrest in January 2016. There it is. I'm saying it before. Way before. Way, way, way before. That's Kirkendall right there. Every time you bother me, we get more. And those are the results you have from 2010 when I met you to right now 2023. More evidence collected on your crime than anybody has ever gotten in your life. Nobody will tell you shit. On this website right here, this page, anybody can find Mickey James's text, Terry Wagner's text, Pinto's recording. All of that stuff is all on this site. And there's a menu. There's Dr. Russell. There's Pinto, recording of Pinto, soliciting prostitution on behalf of Mr. Perry. He'll give you $5,000 if you'll be creeped out by him for a few hours. And you could ruin him politically, and I'm like, I don't care. What I asked him to do is leave me the fuck alone. When you contact me, we get more. When you cause a problem for me, we get more. The longer I'm broke, the longer Mike's in jail, we get more. And I have to repeat. And he still didn't get it. And you think I'm stubborn, but tell me, Calvin, who else has this much? Tell me, Lucius, Joe, who else has this much? Charles likes that. Because when I said is, get the hell out of my fucking life. And don't ever let me hear from you again. Because you're pissing off people with a lot of power. Power enough to get me a puzzle with Fabian's name on it while I was in jail. Right up under your nose, it wasn't up to you. If I'm quoting you and I have your names, it's not up to you that we got that. They're worried about my safety, my privacy, my well-being, and everybody wanted my part to be done long ago. So, anybody can look all this up. Anybody can see what's on here. Everybody knows you're also harassing me over my testimony for Mike Neely, because I'm the only one that caught the shit you did. That your story was bullshit, because nobody in their right mind believes Mike Neely did that, because you can't beat someone to death and have not a mark on you while you're drugged and unconscious and in respiratory distress, dying of opioid overdose. I said he was drugged before anybody else said it. I said Gene Mitchell's going to change his story and lie before he did. Before and after, same and different, cause and effect. There you go. Mr. Perry, no one understands why you think I care what you think. But you continue to try to talk to me like you just don't get it. I don't. Everybody's sick and tired of this. Everybody's sick and tired of y'all. People don't like monsters, and they don't like you. They don't like it. So, we got all kinds of stuff in over the weekend. Oh, and that on my job. What's she gonna do now? We ruined your job. Here's what I always do. I go in and I act like nothing fucking happened. If everybody else acts like something did, that confirms out what we got, our intel. Intel is either bad or good. When we get it, we want to kind of prove it out if it's good intel or bad intel. That's always, you do it. Every single time, you're the one that proves that out. Just talking about it is not a crime. Doing it is the crime. And then when you've talked about it before, we got malicious aforethought and premeditation. And I've explained this to y'all over and over and over and over and over. Mr. Perry, get away from me. You're not loved. You're not wanted. You're rejected and told on and told on and told on and told on for a decade. Not a day, not a week, not a month. A decade. You're just a fucking rejected, creepy fuck fail. I don't want you. I don't like you. Everybody's sick and tired of you. You're an imposition and a burden. People want gone. So we can get information because of that, and you can't. The more you contact me, the more we get. Because I said, fuck off. The more you invade my privacy, the more we get. The more problems y'all cause, the more we get. It has been that way every day for a decade. What day will they pull the plug and arrest you? They're getting a lot of pressure. Because people are sick and tired of watching what you're doing to me. Period. Wow, I'm done. You want to figure it out? You can live with your choices. Figure it out the hard way.